In a video that I did on the Never Not Summer stage, the second of the part 2 stages, the Lucky Ticket G stages, I asserted that Lucky Ticket Gs are not very useful at all, right? Catamins very rarely used. Catamin stages were introduced at a time of day when nobody's playing Battle Cats because they're asleep. And making Gamatoto come home faster is usually the reserve of finishing off something, maybe in a Toto base for a video perhaps, but otherwise I just wait. Some people scum it, and ultimately I don't think many people are using catamins at all. The amount of catamins that we get generally, probably more than enough. Then if you need any more, I guess you'll be doing your part 2 things for as long as the missions dictate in order to get the rewards for them. But is it useful to farm it past that? No, it's not. That's what I thought, but I thought also, let's actually test this and get some data, get some numbers alongside it, and work out if I was correct in saying that. What I wanted to test against was doing these Lucky Ticket G stages versus doing Sweet XP stages. So I decided to compare Sweet XP Insane and Young Nyan, the last level of the Never Not Summer Lucky Ticket G stage. Obviously they're different energy amounts, so I had to create a multiple that would give the same energy amount overall. And I decided, seeming as one of the missions was to do the stage 15 times, and I had no desire to do it any more than that, decided to make it 15 times of Young Nyan. That made it 4,500 energy. A completely huge amount, but I mean that's a separate debate really. But that meant that Sweet XP Insane would be done 9 times. As you probably know, 9 times 500, 4,500. So with that worked out, because XP stages are consistent, I could immediately look at what XP I would get overall without actually having to do any XP stages. So the minimum XP that you get from an XP stage, assuming that you've got your utilities max, which I assume people who can complete Young Nyan would be at that point, the minimum is 347,600 XP a time, and with an XP up you get 521,400. And in the video I suggested that why don't I just do a sort of middle ground of the figures, which I thought was about 400,000. The middle ground is in fact 434,500. So I used all of these figures to work out how much XP you would get at the end of 9 attempts. Minimum being 3.1 million, average 3.91 million, and the maximum 4.7 million there or thereabouts. So quite different, but it just depends whether you have XP ups to hand and whether you want to use them. There are other ways to increase your XP, but I mean not everyone has freshman cat jobs. There are of course other XP stages which are better to do, but I decided to compare these two because it's the easiest batch of XP stages, so we can't have a progression in the game argument based on why you should do Lucky Ticket G stages, because I don't think you should. So I made a big fancy table for my Lucky Ticket G Young Nyan attempts, because obviously with this, the difference is when we get a Lucky Ticket G, we don't know what we're going to get out of it. This had to be a more personal one. So I got my big table and I've listed down over 15 attempts what tickets I get. So the idea with the last stage is that you have a guaranteed 1 ticket and a quote-unquote likely chance for a second ticket. It's not really that likely at all. Out of 15 attempts, I got 20 Lucky Ticket Gs. So it was only on 5 occasions that I actually got 2 tickets. So it was indeed, as I posited, a roughly 30% chance to get your 2 lucky tickets, which isn't likely. That's not how the word likely works. I then wrote down what reward I got for each of these tickets, so they went as follows: 100,000 XP. Catamin B, another 100,000 XP, another 100,000 XP. Catamin A, B, 500,000 XP, which was the most that we got in the video. Catamin A, another 500,000 XP. Catamin A, B, A, 100,000 XP, 1 million XP, so we finally got the big reward. It was heard of in myth, and I didn't even know truly existed until we got it then. Then 500,000, Catamin B, another million, somehow, Catamin B and Catamin A. And that finished it off. Those were the 20 rewards that we got. That added up to 11 Catamins and a cumulative total of 3.9 million XP. Now, if you heard 3.9 million XP and thought, that sounds familiar, you probably have your nose on the ball, your finger on the dam, and your sayings all mixed up. Because 9 attempts of the average between minimum and maximum XP from Sweet XP Insane was 3,900,000 XP, roughly. It's actually slightly more, 3.91 million. From how we operated our experiment, essentially, what we found is that for 4,500 energy, we in this case got 3.9 million XP, which is eclipsed very slightly by the average of doing XP stages. And you think, that's not nearly as bad as you painted it as being in the video. Well, it does turn out to be quite bad, so bear with me. But first of all, what I did was I just divided my big numbers by 4,500, the energy, to get XP per energy. Not a very useful unit, but something that is a base unit that we can compare everything to. So for Lucky Ticket G's in our circumstance, it was 866.67 XP per energy. The middle XP, 869 XP per energy. So there you go. XP beating Lucky Ticket G's very slightly there, which would mean if you didn't use your XP ups, you wouldn't get as much XP as we did from Lucky Ticket G's. But hang on for a little minute. As you remember when we ran through what tickets we got, I got 2 sets of 1 million XP in the later stages of my tickets. What if we took our average after 10 attempts, or 3,000 energy, otherwise known as 6 attempts of Sweet XP. Whereas when you take the average from all of my Lucky Ticket G's, which is 195,000 XP per Lucky Ticket G, if you take the average from after 10 attempts, 12 Lucky Ticket G's, that gives you an average, calculated in the same way, of 108,000 XP per Lucky Ticket G. And that plummets your XP per energy all the way down to 433 XP per energy, which is way below any of the XP. That starts at the minimum from 695 XP per energy, going all the way up to over 1100 with a good jobs combo. So it might be important to note the importance of consistency here. Consistency is good, right? It's like if you're on Discord and you got Tatsumaki. What do you do with your daily credits? Well, I save them up. I don't gamble them. You gambled yours, you lost everything. You've got a banana, a symbol, and another different symbol. Well, hard luck to you, you've lost everything. That is a Lucky Ticket G. If you want to risk it all for those 1 million XP tickets just because they're shiny and beautiful, go ahead. But even though we were lucky with that towards the end of our Lucky Ticket G spree, we didn't even beat the average between using XP ups and not using XP ups in Sweet XP Insane. So what does that tell you? I think that it's not worth it doing Lucky Ticket G's in terms of XP, and I feel like this proves it. Certainly at 10 attempts, and after that, even with a better luck, it shows that it's not going to eclipse the XP stages by a reasonable enough amount for you to bother risking it. It's not worth it. These stages are more difficult, they cost loads of energy, equally the XP stages do, but think about this, you're spending 300 energy to do Young Yan, for example. What could you get from that? A Catamin A, perhaps? That's otherwise known as 0 XP. What will you get from the XP stage? At least 347,000 XP. That's non-negotiable. That doesn't go down. That doesn't change, but it can only go up. So I would strongly suggest, if this is a public service announcement, that you don't bother with Lucky Ticket G's. If you're low on catamins, I mean, it's a way to get catamins, but I don't know why you'd be low on catamins. I mean, maybe you're a Nighthawk. Fair enough. actually up when these catamins stages are on, which seemed like the most ridiculous thing to bring to a game. A feature almost designed so that no player can actually use it. If you can beat Young Yan, you can probably beat XP Mega Blitz, maybe XP Coliseum as well. And if your cats are at a high enough level to breeze through Young Yan, you can probably do Merciless XP. That's up to 3 million XP a time. That'd sort you fairly well for 500 energy. Coffee did point out you could use these catamins in the catamin stages to do XP stages. I don't understand how that really relates to this. It's outside the remit of the experiment. This is to show that XP is best got on XP stages. And I feel as if this experiment validates this opinion, that Lucky Ticket Gs are a bad addition to the game. They don't bring us anything particularly useful. They bring us XP that can be eclipsed by a much more steadfast, you know where you are, you know what you're going to get, XP stages that have been there for such a long time. And they give you catamins. I mean, of all the other things to give you, items that aren't that great, you can get 10 of each catamin at a time going up Heavenly Tower if you can get that far. That seems fair enough. That's kept me going for a while. I don't remember the last time I ran out of catamins. I don't think I ever have. I mean, maybe I'm thinking of this completely wrongly. Maybe everyone is in absolute love with catamins, head over heels in favour of getting them. But I don't think so. I would conclude that catamins are not outweighing the bad XP rewards relative to how much energy these stages cost. If they were reasonable, perhaps 200 energy for every single stage, you know how they're all the same in normal Lucky Ticket stages, I feel like that would probably be fair enough. That would probably tip the XP balance in favour of the Lucky Ticket Gs, but as it stands, it's not useful. I'm not going to boycott it because I can do the stages and there are missions attached to them. I just think that it's sad that for the stages to actually have meaning, they have to attach missions to them to make you want to do them, because that's the only reason I did those stages more than once, other than this experiment itself. In future, I'll just be doing the first stage over and over again, because Lucky Ticket Gs aren't worth it. Anyway, that'll do it. I wanted to collect the evidence. I have. The evidence has told me that Lucky Ticket Gs are bad, but do with that what you will. You should always do with information what you will. Take it on board, ignore it, criticise it, write a letter of complaint to it. I hope this information has been of use to at least some of you. I hope at least some of you will be glad that I've now validated my opinions using this data. But other than that, I think for a lot of people it will prove something they already believed anyway. I'll bid you goodbye. I hope you enjoyed.